Plaintiff Olivia Rocco says the defendant is her cousin, and they were best friends. Olivia claims after she moved in with the defendant, she discovered she was addicted to prescription pills and was stealing Olivia's pills to feed her addiction. Olivia is suing her cousin for damaging her computer. Defendant Jennifer Fallon insists she has her own prescription for the pills she takes and denies that she's an addict. Jennifer claims after Olivia's computer was damaged, she threatened Jennifer's life, and Jennifer's countersuing for rent and emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
First off, I'd like to start off by saying Jen wasn't only my first cousin, we were really more like best friends. In 2009, I started going to school for nursing. I messed up my car, so Jen offered me to move in with her. So I took her up on her offer. If I knew that she was into popping pills and everything, I never would have moved in with her.
How did you find out?
She was taking my prescription pills.
Well, you own them too.
Yeah.
Were the prescription pills necessary for you?
Yeah, I was in a very bad car accident, October of 2008, and I have very bad nerve damage in my back.
Oh.
So
I disagree, Your Honor. I'm prescribed to my own medication. I don't need hers.
What's
Same
yours
thing.
for? You hurt your back too?
Yeah, it's it's non-narcotic. It's tramadol. So
All right, go ahead.
it was in December. I asked my friend Ken to actually hold on to my prescription until I really needed it. Because it was
I got
just
your
coming
point
missing.
about the dope. Now what else?
And I realized that my laptop was damaged. The battery was not working. The only way that it works is if you keep it plugged
That's
in.
what you're suing for?
Yes.
All right. Let me allow her to give some background
okay.
first, and then we'll get to the lawsuit. Ma'am?
Your Honor, Olivia claims that we were best friends and, growing up, but I wasn't really close cousins with her. We would see each other at family outings but why would a cousin or a best friend threaten to kill me on Facebook?
All right.
Doesn't
Your Honor,
make
that's
sense.
untrue. I've never
I have the
anywhere
proof, Your Honor.
threatened to kill anyone.
Was this before this damage that she's alleging? Or
Yeah,
after?
this is
This
before.
was before the damage. I went to get mine today, and the cops were there, and she lied and said that some of this was claiming was hers. All right, I understand she said she wanted to kill you, but my point is, she didn't threaten you. She told somebody else she wanted to kill you.
Yeah, but that was my whole family can see what she writes.
Right, said that she wants to kill you. Now, she didn't threaten to kill you. She said she wants to. Now, my question is, at what point did this occur? Sounds like you all were separating your tenancy. In other words, you were moving out.
Yeah, this is after
So
she
that was
moved out.
before the damage, she alleges?
Oh, no, it was after she moved out. I thought you meant after I heard about the damage.
In other words, okay. That's just venting to other people because she believes you broke her computer.
Yeah, but I wrote her a text message saying, you left stuff here. I'll give it to my dad because her mom and my dad are brother and sister. So I'll give it to my dad. She never contacted my dad to get the rest of her stuff. She contacted me on Facebook. She harassed me
And said
saying
what?
I owe her money for a cell phone bill. And
Okay.
she was supposed to take the rent
What did you
was.
say?
I explained to her why I don't owe her money. But
Then
she was
what?
supposed to take $10 a week.
What did she do? I'm not asking you what was supposed to happen.
Okay.
What did she do?
She harassed me.
All right. Now let's get to the damaged property that you're suing for.
Okay. Her 1-year-old son, Patrick, constantly dropped my laptop. I would put it on top of the table.
Constantly?
Yes, he would pull on it and it would fall and hit the ground. So I tried to put it up higher and somehow it still managed to get dropped.
You kept moving it, right? To get it out of his way, right?
Right.
Now, each time you moved it, couldn't you tell that he could still get to it?
Yes. That's why I ended up taking it.
Why wouldn't you move it the second time for sure to a location that you knew he couldn't get to?
Well, because I was letting it charge and no matter where I put it.
But you knew he was going to get to it, whether you're letting it
Right.
charge, whatever you were doing. You
And I had a
knew
house
he could
computer.
get to it.
So it was after the 4th time I ended up putting it
No,
away.
not understanding me. Why did it have to happen 4 times?
I don't know. I figured if I kept moving it higher, he wouldn't get to it. And then finally.
What made you think that he couldn't get to it when you put it in a certain location? You thought his arms wouldn't reach?
Yeah, because he's not that tall. Like, I didn't think.
You couldn't tell how long his arms could
He's
reach.
only a year old. Like,
I'm not
I didn't
asking you how
think-
old he is. You saw him.
Right.
You didn't have to ask him his age. You saw
Right.
him.
No,
you didn't have
you're
to say,
right.
are you one and can you get it?
Right.
No, you can see his arms. You can see,
Right,
okay, it looks
yes.
like he can reach that. All
Well,
right.
the table's
'cause-
high up.
Let's
Like, I
go,
didn't-
man. Move on. You contributed to that yourself. That's called contributory negligence. You knew
Okay,
that
and
you
then-
were putting your computer at risk.
I put it in my bag, and then somebody had spilled like soda or something, and all my stuff was covered in soda. Like, it was orange soda, so like
Where was the bag located?
the bag was underneath the computer table. Like, it had my clothes in it, everything. And I went to go get my stuff out to do my homework, and I noticed that somebody had spilled soda, and it was all in my clothes and with my computer because they were in the same bag.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to go use it, and it wasn't working. So I realized the battery is wet. And I figured if it dried out, like, it would work,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't work. So like, you have to in order for my laptop to work, you have to keep it plugged in at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And if you unplug it, it just turns off. So I asked my grandmom if she would lend me the money to buy a new laptop, and she did. She put it on her credit card, and I have to pay her
Get to
back.
how she's responsible for the damaged property, ma'am.
Because like, she never watched their kids. Like, her kids, I know her kids knocked the soda over, and I know
How do you know?
because there was no one else in the house but the two of us and the two kids.
Did you come to her about the soda being spilled?
I told her that it happened because I even talked to my father about it,
didn't.
and then I talked to her.
Hold on, man. When I
And
said,
she
did
even-
you approach her and tell her she did it?
I
She
did
said
tell
no,
her.
and then you did this. After all that
Sorry.
fast talk, you pausing
I'm just
and you're
nervous.
trying.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You haven't been nervous. You've been
Like-
talking like that. You've been talking in rapid response
I
until you
told
got
her-
caught up in the answer and you knew you had to
No.
come up with something. Then that hesitation came.
No, I did tell her, and I even have a
What was
statement
her
on
response
Facebook.
when you told her?
I have a statement from
Ma'am,
Facebook where
I'm
she
asking
says
you, what
she
was your
said that I'm lying, my computer wasn't damaged at all, that she had nothing to do with
Did
it.
you show her?
I showed her the buttons that were missing and stuff. There's buttons also missing, and she denies it. She
Hold
denies
on.
everything.
Once you showed her that your computer was damaged, she still said your computer is not
Because
damaged.
she said she saw me working on it.
While looking at the damage, she said,
Yes,
that's not damaged.
So I showed her it. And then I showed her I showed her that it only works when it's plugged in, and I would unplug it.
What?
And I was like, I'm sorry. I showed her.
See how you talking fast until I get to
Sorry.
the point where you...
I showed her that when it's plugged in, that's the only time it works. And I unplugged it, and I showed her, like, look, it doesn't turn on, it does not work. And she still was like, I didn't have nothing to do with that.
No, that's not what I asked. I asked you, did she acknowledge that it didn't work when
Yes.
you showed it? She
Yes.
did say it. I see
She
it
saw
doesn't
that it
work.
did not work. Yes.
Okay, because a minute ago you told me she did.
She saw that when it was not plugged
Okay,
in,
but
it
that's
did
not
not
what
work.
you told me a minute ago. I said, did you show her it didn't work? And she said, yeah. And she just said nothing was wrong with it. That's what you said. Go ahead, man. Let me hear your testimony about all this.
It was right before her Christmas break from school, and she had gone home, and I had just gotten my own laptop. So she took her laptop home, asked her parents to get her a laptop like mine, and then all of a sudden they said no, and there was all this stuff wrong with her computer. Nothing was said when she was at my house, never asked me anything.
She never said to you, my computer keeps falling and I think your children or your child is knocking it
I
down.
would have said put it on top of the shelf.
So the answer is no.
No.
She never said that to you.
No.
Did she ever come to you and say, I think your child spilled soda on my computer?
No, never.
This is the first time you're hearing it today?
Yes.
Okay, good enough. So you didn't know why you were being sued.
No.
What do you believe you were coming here for?
Well, no, once I knew.
No, what did you believe you were coming here for?
Oh, I'm emotional.
Because you just told me you didn't know.
But, okay, emotional distress and the laptop.
You just told me you didn't know you were coming
I
here
thought
for
you
that.
meant like when she was at my house.
No, I was very clear. I said, did you know you were coming here for that? And
Yes.
the subject was the computer.
Yes.
So now I believe you're a liar. All right. And your counterclaim for $1,000 is for rent and emotional distress. How does she owe you?
She lived at our house for close to 3 months, and the first 2 weeks she paid her rent and then claimed like she lost her job. So she said once unemployment comes in, she would help us out. Well, as time went on,
How much was the amount?
$50 a week.
Go ahead.
Like after a month and a half, unemployment wasn't coming. She was using my car to go to school. I was being nice to let her, she's my cousin, have everything so she can go to school. And
Your Honor, I have an email from her stating that when I left, I only owed them $75.
Because I was saying that's me being nice. That's me being...
We went to small claims court already, March 15th of 2010, and the judge already ruled on it, and I paid her $75.
No, he didn't.
I have a statement from my witness that was at court with me.
You have the ruling from the judge.
I have the ruling from the judge, but it only says what I'm owed, because that was the end of it. He awarded me.
Sue for what she's suing you for today.
Right, and she already got her judgment. He awarded me.
Let me have the judgment.
I'm getting there. I'm
of
sorry.
her suing you for
It's
rent.
right there. The judgment's right there. She didn't sue me. I sued her, and then she brought up the rent.
We're talking about what she's suing you for.
Right, I'm saying I paid it already.
Was that heard by the judge?
Yes, it was
What
heard.
did the judge rule regarding the rent?
He awarded her the $75, and
Do
he
you have
subtracted
that
it.
judgment?
It's all part of the same judgment, but they didn't write it down. They told me I had to.
they didn't write it down because of what?
Wait, they said I had to obtain the transcripts. They wanted $800 to get
You
the
needed a
transcript.
transcript to be able to read the court proceedings
No,
before the judge could give you a judgment.
They said, because I went into the court like a couple of days ago, right before I came
don't
here.
waste my time. You have no
they
order
didn't write
saying
it
that you.
down.
I know they didn't write it
I
down,
have my
so you don't
witness
have a
statement.
judgment. If they don't write it down, you don't have a judgment. All right?
Okay.
Please understand that whenever you go to the court in the future, if the judge says this is what I conclude,
Right,
and you
and
never
he
get
did
an order
that.
later on, then the judge didn't really conclude it.
Well, I
He
have
was playing
an email
with you.
stating
All right.
I have an email.
Now, you say she owes how much?
$400.
I have an email stating I owe $75 right
Let's
here,
see
Your
that.
Honor.
This was already in court, Your Honor.
And what
phone.
happened? Oh, it was ruled on already?
Yeah.
Do you have the order?
No.
You tell me what the judge ruled.
The judge ruled that I would pay her $250 for the cell phone. He split the bill right in half.
I'm talking about the rent. What did the judge say about the rent?
He didn't really discuss the rent.
Okay, well, you can't
Your
give a
Honor, I
judgment.
disagree because I sued her for personal
That's
belongings
it,
too.
folks. That's it. You're countersuing for rent. You say you all went before a judge regarding the rent, and he didn't say anything about it.
They told me that.
Your damaged
Can I just
property,
say
ma'am.
something?
No, you
Please?
can't. You told me it was included in the order, and it's not.
They told me that
Your
that's
claim
the
is dismissed
whole
too for
thing.
contempt. I kept asking you to be quiet. Have a good day. Both your claims are dismissed.
There's no relationship. I don't want to deal with her. I never want to see her again.
I've said that from day one. There's no relationship.
She owes me $300 and some from the other court and refuses to pay. My grandma gave her the money, and she spent it on drugs.
She posted under her Facebook page for all my family to see that she wanted me dead.